In the headlines, CBN's cash swap program takes off nationwide, few days to January 31st deadline for the phasing out of old notes. Nigerians seek government intervention over increased fuel price. Diphtheria death toll hits 34 as Kano records 100 infections. And on the international scene, 10 killed in shooting at Lunar New Year party in Monterey Park. Hello and welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Sagir Ibrahim. Hello and welcome once again. A new program intended to increase the speed of circulation of the new banknotes and increase awareness ahead of next week's deadline for the demonetization of the old notes kicks off nationwide on Monday. In a circular announcing the program on Friday, the Apex Bank said the swap deal is an attempt to create more awareness about the deadline for phase-out of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira banknotes. The initiative, known as Cash Swap, will provide an opportunity for Nigerians to swap old notes with new ones at super agents across the country. The intervention targets residents in rural areas and individuals with limited access to financial services. The program is a joint initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Deposits Money Banks, and super agents. The launch of the program is not unconnected with the challenges rural dwellers could face returning their old banknotes to banks between now and the next Tuesday, after which they will cease to be legal tenders. The Senate has called for an extension of the deadline to the end of the first half of the year. Governors have also weighed in, seeking variations in CBN's new redesign policy. Also, Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni has appealed to the Central Bank of Nigeria to extend the January 31st deadline for the phasing out of old notes. Speaking through his spokesman in a press conference on Sunday, Maman Mohammed, Buni urged the Apex Bank to give a special concession and alternatives to Yobe residents for the change of the Naira notes due to the lack of banking services in most parts of the state. He explained that only 4 out of the 17 local government areas in the state have banks, making it difficult for people in the remaining 13 local government areas to access banking services. According to the governor, CBN should also ensure commercial banks open branches in the local government council's headquarters now that there is improved peace across the state. The governor said the improved security in Yobe and the Northeast generally makes it conducive for the banks to resume operations and open new branches in the local government council headquarters and other towns. He further expressed fears that until something urgent is done, many people may fall victim of failing to change to the new note. Also, residents of Katsina spend hours on queue before they can get the new Naira note as the non-availability of the currency continues to hit banks and point-of-sale operators in the state. Abdullahi Yamadi reports that some residents will go home without getting the new banknote. Take a look at his report.
From Sabwa to Daura, Bauri to Faskari, many people are anxious to lay their hands on the new Naira notes for the first time to see what they look like, but the scarcity of the new currency will not allow that. Some accuse the banks of insincerity to the Apex Bank's currency redesign program. Some of these customers have been here for over 3 to 5 hours without getting the new Naira note.
All this queue you can see here, we are just waiting. We are not started collecting the money. We are waiting for them to get the money before we start collecting the money.
We have been here since morning and now it is 1 p.m. We cannot access the new Naira notes. In fact, even the old notes are not available. Look at me here. I was in the market since morning. All my transaction today is in old notes, and this is the limit I can take. Non-availability of the new Naira note has forced many POS outlets to either close or reject the old Naira notes, saying they have been frequenting banks to deposit or make withdrawals without success. I am a POS operator, but I can tell you that we have deposited our money with the banks to collect new notes since last week, but up till today, we did not collect a penny. 31st January is just a few days away, and many traders in Katsina no longer accept the old notes as legal tender, a situation some economists and observers say portends danger to the economy.
What I have observed, there is a tremendous scarcity with regard to the supply. That is why many people are so scared about the policy. And the implication of this, I can tell you that many people have faced so many problems with regard to this policy. And some of these problems is the increasing the price level of so many items in the market.
Within the week, the Apex Bank has stepped up its sensitization campaign on the new Naira notes. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
As the price of petrol continues to rise due to scarcity of the product, Nigerians have expressed their displeasure on the rise in price as, according to them, it has negatively impacted their daily living. Kabir Lal takes a look at how vehicle owners have been calling on the government to reduce the price of the commodity amidst the recent scarcity. Take a look.
Nigerians, especially car owners, have been dealt a heavy blow in recent time with the increase in the price of PMS, which they said have further put a strain on their struggle to survive, especially with the biting economy. Car owners also added that with the increase to 195 naira per litre, queues in the filling stations have also increased.
Oh, well, I don't really know the price now, but the price I saw there is 195, and it's not that bad, but it's bad though, because if that 175 was actually good for us. You know, Nigerians now, the country is hard and the money is increasing every day by day and it's not even coming down. So, but the federal government, they really need to do something for us about the fuel increment.
This is very bad, seeing it's coming from an oil-producing state. Having this mess in a country that has been over years, that has been existing over years, and then we're still at this level when even to get a fuel from our own country, it's a problem.
Commercial drivers said the fuel increment has affected intercity shuttles, adding that it negatively affected their business. Black marketers are cashing in on the situation as they now sell the product at 400 naira per litre. Although they said they are facing difficulties of dealing with security agents, they however added that the rate they sell the product is directly proportional to the stress of getting it.
The thing we face for this fuel matter is too much. Therefore, we wish to move this our work to go west. It's not fair because we vote the government for the masses to get everything at affordable price. You understand? But if government cannot give us what we want, what is the essence of voting them in 2023? You understand? I don't talk about APC, PDP or whatever. I don't mind. You understand? We need good changes. We need good life.
Here we are, selling our fuel. Buying it from the filling station and selling on the jerry cans is never easy. But with that, security agents at all times will come and disturb us, especially arrest us. The black marketers, despite making bricks business for themselves, have joined other well-meaning Nigerians to call on the government to find a lasting solution to the fuel price and its availability in order to make life easier for Nigerians. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
There you have it, Nigerians on the looming fuel scarcity. To Health Now, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, said the death toll from diphtheria disease across the country is now 34, as Kano State has registered 100 cases. The NCDC, via its official website on Sunday, said that the deaths were between December 2022 and early January 2023 from Lagos, Kano, Yobe and Osun, with Kano State alone registering 25 deaths. The agency blamed increase in the infection and resurgence on the low vaccination coverage across the country. Meanwhile, the identified cases of diphtheria in Kano State have risen from 25 to 100 in less than 2 weeks. 3 persons in 13 local government areas of the state have died. The local government areas where the diseases are ravaging include Ungogo, Nasarawa, Bichi, Dala, Dawakin Kudu, Fagge, Gwale, Kano Municipal, Kumboto, Rano, Dawakin Tofa, and Gwarzo. Of the 100 cases, the State Health Ministry said 8 were confirmed while awaiting more results. Currently, 27 patients are on admission receiving treatment, while 41 have been managed and discharged successfully. Also, Kano State government has recorded 4 new cases of Lassa fever across the state. This is coming as the state is currently facing another outbreak of diphtheria. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aminu Ibrahim Sanyawa, disclosed this while briefing newsmen in the state. He said the 26-year-old index case of Lassa fever was admitted on January 10th, 2023 at the Abdullahi Wase Specialist Hospital. He said 3 other cases were uncovered from 10 samples obtained from the high-risk contacts of the index case, while 3 persons tested positive. According to him, the last confirmed case of Lassa fever in Kano was in January 2020, with 3 persons dead, while 292 cases on the watch list. The high cost of gas and kerosene has compelled many households in Nigeria to resort to using charcoal stove for cooking. In Osogbo, the Osun State capital, housewives said charcoal stove is faster and economical compared to cooking gas. Hamid Oyegbade files this report.
Food is one of the most important needs of humans, as it helps man to be healthy and protects against malnutrition. The process of preparing raw agricultural products to transform them into proper food requires cooking in most cases. There are various methods of cooking, and the choice will largely depend on the financial capacity of individuals. While cooking with firewood is deemed primitive and dangerous to the ecosystem, charcoal stove is the main alternative for poor rural households, given the high cost of gas in Nigeria.
If you want to cook beans now, let's talk about beans. You cannot use gas. You can only use charcoal 100 naira to cook beans. Talking less of gas. Gas is very cost. That is why we prefer using charcoal than gas.
My own idea, I don't think using charcoal is good enough, because it can cause a lot of damages like cough.
Kerosene and gas is higher in price, but charcoal is more economical.
A government that cannot provide simple basic necessities for its citizens is not fit to be in power.
An agricultural engineer in the state, Kainde Jayoba, said the use of charcoal for cooking is not harmful to the ecosystem. She encouraged women who cannot afford gas to use charcoal instead of firewood.
Start talking about the use of charcoal as an alternative means. It is eco-friendly and it is affordable and readily available.
With many divided on the use of charcoal and the fact that it is eco-friendly, vis-a-vis the price of gas, individuals can now decide which alternative they can afford in relation to their income. Amit Ojegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Thank you, Amit, for that report. There is ongoing flight disruption at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos following striking backed upon by the ground handling operators working with the Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, NACO. The strike reportedly started last night as many flights arriving in the country could not land because of unavailability of handling service. Some of the airlines handled by NACO include Virgin Atlantic, Qatar Airways, Delta, Turkish, among others. A Qatar Airways flight which arrived from Doha this morning was said to have returned. One of the passengers at the airport said NACO staff walked out of the international airport saying they are on strike. Also, it was learned that a Virgin Atlantic flight which was to depart 8 a.m. to London was yet to depart as of the time of filing this report, with many passengers stranded. There was no official communication yet from NACO. We're now being joined by Abdulateef Aliyu, Daily Trust reporter in Lagos. He gives an update on the situation.
The affected workers are members of two unions in the industry, the Nigeria National Union of Air Transport Employees, NOATE, as well as the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, ATSA. Both unions have been at loggerheads with the management of NACO over pay disparity. We understand there have been some talks between the management and the leadership of the union to find a way of resolving the crisis. But unfortunately, there was notice that was said to have been given to the management to embark on the strike. And also in response to the notice, the management of NACO was said to have approached the National Industrial Court in a bid to stop the union from embarking on the strike. However, in a surprise move, the union decided to totally withdraw the services of their members in NACO, which affects a lot of international flights coming into the country. As we speak, a lot of passengers are stranded at the airports. Some of them that want to connect different flights to different countries. Some other local flights are also affected. There was a notice from Air Peace to some of their passengers to intimate them about the development and why they were experiencing some delays as a result of the strike. At the moment, the House of Representative Committee Chairman on Aviation, Honorable Inolim Inaji, has appealed to the union to seize their sword. He called for restraint and emphasized the need to explore amicable way of resolving this in order not to affect the travel plans of passengers.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Here's what's to come after the break. Fortunes for Kaduna butchers from horns. Do stay with us.
20th Daily Trust Dialogue. Theme: Interrogating the 2023 Presidential Agenda. Panelists:
Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, former Chairman, First Bank of Nigeria.
Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, Professor of Political Science and member of the Board of the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. Dr. Yetunde Anibaba, Lecturer, Analysis of Business Problems, Lagos Business School. Dr. Eugene Enahoro, Human Capacity Development Specialist and CEO, Heltoni Services Limited.
Chairman of the event, John Cardinal Onaikon, Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja. Royal Father of the Day, Alhaji Samaila Muhammad, MFR, Sarkin Karshi, Abuja.
Date: Thursday, 25th January 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: NAF Conference Center and Suites, Gwarimpa Expressway, near Next Shopping Mall, Kado, Abuja. For sponsorship and branding participation, contact 081 00 49 1948. 081 65 32 0660 or 080 3392 8902. The event will be broadcast live on Trust TV.
Hello, Abuja residents. Did you know that the FCT administration, in collaboration with security agencies, has put adequate measures in place for round-the-clock surveillance around the territory to safeguard the lives and property of all residents? Yes, FCTA has also taken steps to checkmate the activities of criminals in and around the territory. Security agencies have adopted proactive measures to fish out criminals and other individuals plotting to truncate the peace and tranquility of the FCT. Did you know also that you can support these efforts by giving accurate and timely information to the security agencies that will assist in nipping any form of criminality in the bud? Yes, part of your support to keep the FCT safe and secure is to stop sharing social media posts, videos, or comments that are either totally fake news or have the potential to misinform and mislead the public and therefore have negative implication on the security and well-being of the FCT and the residents. Remember, security is everybody's business. Be security conscious. Play your own part by helping to keep the FCT safe. This message is from the Federal Capital Territory Administration.
That's great. That's good to see you.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, you're watching News Update on Trust TV. Now a recap of our top stories. CBN's cash swap program takes off nationwide, few days to January 31st deadline for the phasing out of the old notes. And Nigerians seek government intervention over increased fuel price. Moving on to more stories now, the Labour Party's senatorial candidate for the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Ireti Kingibe, has described herself as a true symbol of the nation's capital, who could represent everyone's interest if elected. She was speaking at a function in Abuja. Kingibe said, with a Muslim father who hailed from Panshekara in Kano State that shares a Yoruba blood as well as a Christian mother of Igbo descent, she could be described as a true Nigerian that all voters in the territory should rally behind. Take a look.
The symbol of FCT because I'm Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, and Igbo rivers all rolled up into me. I'm a Muslim, I had a Muslim father, and I had a Christian mother, so I don't think that Christians are non-people or people to be persecuted. I understand that there are many meeting points in both religions, so that's why I say I'm the symbol of FCT. Okay, I think I will represent everybody's interest very well here, because everybody's mine.
Okay, let's talk to the house.
Butchers use the inner lining of the horn for medicinal purposes, while glassware manufacturers use the horn for the production of breakable tables and glass bottles. The sellers who buy the horn from butchers say the business is not only lucrative, but helps in providing jobs for the teeming youth in the society. Bello Musa interacts with some of the horn sellers in Kaduna and brings us this report.
Horns are hard growth on the head of certain animals and usually come in pairs. Horns have monetary value as many engage in buying and selling them. Hamisu Abdullahi is a horn seller. He explains the process they follow. This is cow horn. We put it in the pot and boil it. Then we remove the skull from the shield and sell it to the people that come from Lagos to buy it. He said the price of the horn differs according to the animals involved. The horns are in different types, that is black and white, and the price differs because the white is rare and its cost higher than the black horn. Horns are used for production of jewelry like earrings, bangles, bracelets, finger rings, hair clips, belts, necklaces, and chokers.
To gaskiya takamaiman abubuwan da suke da shi wasu ne za mu sani wasu ba za mu sani ba.
We were told that the horn is used to produce cups, ribbons for women, cufflink, button, and other things. Since the business provides jobs for many youths in the society, they are seeking help from government in order to improve their trade. Bello Musa, Pros TV News, Kaduna.
Thank you, Bello, for that report. To foreign news now, a gunman who shot dead 10 people during a Lunar New Year celebration in the United States has been found dead in the van he used to flee. Officers in the state of California found the man on Sunday after surrounding the vehicle in the town of Torrance, which lies southwest of Monterey Park, where the killings took place. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna identified the suspect as 72-year-old Hu Can Tran and said he shot himself as police approached the van. Luna said no other suspects were at large and that the motive for the attack, which left at least 10 other people wounded, remains unclear. Tran and his van were found after a day-long manhunt in Torrance, another community home to many Asian Americans about 22 miles from Alhambra. And with that, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our media platforms. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.